When we hear the term AI governance, it's so easy to just picture a mountain of red tape, right? Something that just gets in the way of real innovation. But what if that's completely backwards? What if governance isn't a barrier at all? What if it's actually the blueprint, the master plan for building AI that's not just powerful, but also safe and trustworthy? Well, let's grab our hard hats because we're about to find out. All right, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the AI blueprint itself to really get our foundation right. Then we'll check out the rules of the build. Those are the compliance standards you just can't ignore. After that, we'll open up the AWS Toolkit to see the power tools we have. Then it's all about mastering your data. And finally, putting in place a framework for life so what we build actually lasts. So, first things first, we've got to lay that foundation. Why do we even need a blueprint? Why can't we just start coding? The answer is pretty crucial. Seriously, think about it for a second. Would you ever point at an empty lot and tell a construction crew, yeah, just, start building a 100-story building, go for it? Of course not. No way. It would be an absolute disaster, chaotic, unbelievably dangerous, and just doomed from the start. Well, it's the exact same story with AI. Kicking off an AI project without a solid governance plan is just asking for trouble. We're talking about huge fines for data breaches, messy lawsuits because of biased algorithms, and, the kind of bad press that can seriously damage a company's reputation, maybe for good. This is why governance isn't just a nice to have. It is the absolute bedrock of building AI responsibly. Okay, so a blueprint is great, but it's pretty useless if you don't know the local building codes. In our world, for AI, those codes are the compliance standards. They're the rules of the build, and they are not negotiable. So what is a compliance standard, really? Put simply, it's the official rulebook. It's a set of requirements your AI system has to meet, period. These rules cover everything: security, data privacy, how well it works, all to make sure the system is built right and, most importantly, safely. And these are some of the big ones you'll run into. Take SOC2 reports, for example. If you handle any kind of customer data, these are non-negotiable. They're basically your proof that you're keeping that data secure. Honestly, having one can be the difference between landing a massive enterprise client or not. And then you've got these new algorithm accountability laws popping up, which demand that we show our work, that we can actually explain how our AI made a decision. These aren't suggestions. They're the laws of our digital land. All right, we have our blueprint, we know the rules. What's next? We need the right tools for the job. You wouldn't show up to build that skyscraper with just a hammer and a box of nails, would you? You need some serious equipment. And this is where a platform like AWS really becomes your best friend. It's like having a whole crew of specialists on call with a whole suite of services designed to automate, monitor, and manage all those building codes we were just talking about. So let's peek inside that toolkit. Instead of running around trying to check everything by hand, you've got services like AWS Config. Think of it as your 24/7 building inspector who instantly alerts you if anything deviates from the plan. And then there's CloudTrail. That's like having security cameras on the entire site, logging every single thing that happens. Who touched what data? When did they do it? It's all there. These tools don't just help you build, they make sure you build it right. Now, any great building needs its utilities, right? The plumbing, the electricity. For an AI system, the most vital utility of all is its data. And managing that flow of data correctly, that's everything. And managing data isn't just a one-off task. It's a whole life cycle. It kicks off with how you collect data in the first place, followed by strict logging of who's accessing it and why. Then you've got things like data residency, and this is a big one, which is about knowing exactly which country your data is physically stored in to comply with laws like GDPR. You also need constant monitoring to watch for anything weird, and a rock-solid retention policy that says exactly how long you keep data before you securely get rid of it. Every single step here needs its own set of rules. Think about it. A skyscraper isn't done on opening day. It needs constant maintenance, inspections, and upgrades to keep it safe. Well, your AI system is no different. Governance isn't something you set up once and forget. It is a living, breathing, ongoing process. And the difference it makes is just night and day. Without governance, you're always putting out fires, always reacting. Things are inconsistent, risk is through the roof, and half the time, no one's really sure how the AI is working. But with governance, you get proactive, you have standard ways of doing things, you actively manage and reduce your risk, and the whole system becomes transparent and trustworthy. It's a total game changer. So what does this ongoing maintenance actually look like in practice? Well, it's a continuous loop. You start with clear policies. That leads to a regular schedule for reviews. Those reviews use defined strategies to find areas for improvement, which then informs the training your teams need. All of this makes things more transparent, which in turn helps you make your policies even better. If there's one thing to remember, it's this. Governance isn't a document you write once and stick in a drawer. It's a culture you have to build every single day. So let's bring it all home. We've laid the foundation, we've checked the building codes, we've got the right tools, and we have a maintenance plan. What's the big idea here? What's the one thing every single AI architect has to get? This right here is the whole point. Good governance does not stop you from creating incredible, innovative things. In fact, it's the very thing that enables you to build them safely and scale them effectively. It's like the guardrail on a highway. It doesn't slow you down. It's what gives you the confidence to go fast because you know you're protected. So as you head back to your own work, your own projects, I want you to ask yourself this one simple but really powerful question. You're not just building a cool model or a clever algorithm, you're creating a structure that needs to last. So, do you have the right blueprint? Is your AI truly built to last?